Hey everyone, it's Patty, and I want to show you how to make this card today. It's a hello friend. I don't have an inside because I'm not really sure what I'll use this card for, but I'm using these Woodwords stamps. For some reason, I bought the wood mounted. I like to get the clear mounted, but I just wanted to show you what the wood mounted look like. I mean, the red rubber stamp I think is does a better job. It's just you really have to place it well. And they're really, this is the way the stamps used to be made. They give you a lot of stamps here. There's some framelits that go around some of these, which is really cool. I'll show you that as well. And this is the framelits that goes with it. So this framelit makes a wood box, a little like wood crate. It's really cute. I will be doing another video on that. And then you've got a little tag, and you've got the star, the heart, the rooster, and the moon. So this is really nice. I've already gone ahead and cut out the wood box. This is one. If you were going to make the little crate, you'd have to cut out two of them, but I'm only going to use part of this today. We're just going to use this here, and I'm just going to cut around, and then I'm going to use this excess piece to put the label on. So I did the cutting already. I used this stamp, and then I cut it out with the layering circles. This one fit right there, right over it. So I already stamped it and cut it. I'm using a different color for this card. This is Fresh Fig. This one is Peekaboo Peach. So I'm going to make it a little bit different. I like to try different colors when I'm making a second card of the same type of card. So let's put these aside and let's get started. With this, I also used the new Daisy Delight stamp and stamp the flowers. I just wanted to note that you could use this if you wanted to. This is very pretty. I just wanted to try something different. I'm a daisy girl, so I wanted to go ahead and do that. So the first thing we're going to do is just cut the box down, and I also want to do this label. So this is with the label punch. And what I did was I punched it on white cardstock, and I punched it on this Designer Series paper cardstock, and I just cut across the white. So I want to get my cutting done first. And let me just show you this Wood Textures Designer Series paper pack, or paper stack I should say. This is 6x6. It's all wood, and it's really absolutely beautiful, very realistic. They give you a lot of different shades, and then it's double-sided. And what's nice is if you're doing a project that shows the inside and the out, sometimes you don't want the other side to be, you know, completely different from what you're doing. So you don't want a wild pattern on the other side. So this, if you were making the box, the inside is another wood pattern. So let me just get my trimmer. We're going to cut this down. We're going to use this label punch to cut the outside label, and we're going to use a piece of Whisper White cardstock to do the Hello Friend part of it. So let me get my paper trimmer. And I'm going to cut, there's a score line here, I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to cut that, and then I'm going to cut that, and we'll just have this top of the box. So I will line it up. I'm trying to line it up along the cutting line. We'll save that. And then the same thing here. I'm going right along the cutting line to make sure. And actually I'm making it a little crooked, so let me do it this way, because the bottom is flat across. So then we get this. And actually, I'm going to cut this off to make it flat. And then this piece, I'll probably use that for a label or something down the road. So let me just cut this other edge down so that it's more square. Okay, so that's our box. And let me just stamp the Hello Friend on a piece of Whisper White cardstock, a scrap. And I'm going to do that in Fresh Fig to match the farmer's market word. So I'm just going to do that here. And actually, let me punch it first. Just, no, this will work. I can punch it. So see, I'm just going to line it up, and that will work out good. And while I have the punch out, I'm going to just punch this, and it just barely fits, but it does fit. So we'll have that done as well. So we'll put that aside. And let me just close this up so I don't get ink on myself. I'm famous for that. So this piece will go over this, but I want to cut it down so the wood stands behind it. So let me just do that. So while I have my trimmer out, I'm just going to line up on both sides. And it's kind of an eyeball thing, and if I have to trim it down, I can. I'm just going to hold it down. Oops, I got another piece of paper in there. Kind of hard to hold down there. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it around and do this piece. And what's going to be hard here is that I won't be able to hold it down. So I'm going to use with my scissors to just hold it in place. All right, let's see how that worked. Perfect. Okay, so now we have the sentiment inside here. I think I'm just going to clean up this. Looks a little like a sharp edge here. Okay, perfect. There we go. So let me put this aside. And the flowers I'm using are from the Daisy Delight, as I said. And what I did was I was playing, so I left everything out instead of putting them on and off and on and off. I have them out and I can peel them off, put it on the block, put it back here, and then I'll clean them all. So I want to start by getting my my crate kind of lined up. And actually I'm going to do it on a piece of just scrap paper. So I want to get an idea of where I want to put the flowers. And what I did here was I just fussy cut this out. I had a piece of paper or white cardstock, and I stamped everything, and then I just fussy cut it out and stuck it on. So I just want to get an idea of how wide to go. So I'm going to just put this on my piece of scrap, and actually I'm going to move it down a little bit so I have room to work. And I'm just going to put a couple of pencil marks to give me an idea. And at first when I made this, or tried to make this card, I had everything too high and it looked out of balance. So, you know, you have to play. You play on scrap paper and then you put it on real paper or cardstock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the branches. So I have this branch set. It's actually this. And I'm only going to do the very tip of it. And then I kind of added leaves. So there's kind of a method that I did, and see what you think as you're watching me. Oh, and let me just tell you, so this card I made with Daffodil Delight and Peekaboo Peach with the flowers, and then I had Peekaboo Peach as the Farmer's Market label. So I just wanted to let you know what I used for that one. This one, and the stems I used garden green. So I'm going to use this again. And let me put this aside. So I just kind of want the tips of the stems. And I'm going to just put a few down. And then I can fill in as I need. Various heights. And I'm going to fussy cut this, so again, if there's something that doesn't fit, we can fix that. So I think that's a good start, and let me put this away. And then the daisy itself I did is a two-step, so there's a darker color and then the lighter color in the background. And then I realized after I did it all, it's practically all the yellow anyway, but I'm going to do it the same way that I did that card. So I'm using this and this. I'm going to do the dark color first, and that's Fresh Fig. And I'm just going to put it down at the tops, and then I'm going to fill in. And we can cut this down, add to it. So I kind of fill it in. Even if it goes over things, I think it's okay. Just to kind of make it full of flowers. All right, that looks pretty good. And let me close this up. And then I'm using the powder pink. So Fresh Fig and powder pink are both new in colors. So I'm trying to get a lot of use out of them. And again, I'm just sticking this on this big block. I don't have a lot of blocks, so I tend to use the same blocks. I have to get another small one because I tend to use that one a lot. So I'm looking through to see where to line this up, and this is why it's good to have the dark first. And we'll just go around, and if we need to add more flowers or leaves or anything, we can do that. So I like this combination. I mean, I've been all about the berry burst, but for this it's kind of, I don't know, country, and with the wood crate and the farmer's market, I kind of like this combination. It's more subtle. All right, and one more over here. Let's see. There we go. So let's see how that looks when we cut it and put it up against the crate. If we need to add more, we can always add more. So for fussy cutting, let me get my scissors. I'm just gonna cut it across here, and then I'll cut it out. So let me just kind of get an idea. Maybe we need one more there. What do you think? I think I'll put one more there. So back to the Fresh Fig. And where did I put my stamp? There it is. I'll do the one more. And it is kind of trial or error. But again, it's fresh flowers. It's nature doesn't always have everything measured perfectly, which I think is what makes it beautiful. And get this powder pink out again, and we'll do a quick all right, let's give that a whirl, put that back. And so with the fussy cutting, this is pretty easy. I just want to leave a little bit of white outside to give it a little bit of an edge. And you don't have to cut every one. Kind of just go around, move the paper, not the scissors. I learned that the hard way. I'm left-handed, but I cut righty for some reason. Probably from living in a right-handed world for all these years. And if you need to touch up when you're done, you can do that. So while I'm cutting this out, I just wanted to mention again, I know I've mentioned it in other videos, that the new catalog came out and you can start ordering June 1st, which is this week. Today is May 29th, where if you're watching this. So if you're interested in a catalog, you can leave me a comment or message me and I will get you a catalog. There's really some nice things, and if you're new to stamping, you can, you know, start small. I know I use a lot of equipment here, but it's taken me years to get to where I am with buying all of this stuff. For a long time I bought it and it was more of a hobby. I was working full-time job and now I'm retired, so now I'm getting to use all the things I've collected all over the years. So don't feel overwhelmed when you watch videos of me or anybody else and they pull out a million things. I mean, it took me forever using baby wipes to wash my stamps, and now I have a stamp cleaner. Baby wipes work fine. You don't have to have the stamp cleaner. So let's see. I think that looks pretty good. So let's start assembling the card. I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and this will be the layer that we use, and it's 5 1/4 by 4. And what I did, I was trying to figure out the best way to do this, was I glued just the bottom 2 down and then I added the flowers to make sure it lined up. But before I even did that, I used this really pretty ribbon that came out in the new catalog. It is called Copper Trim, and I'm going to put that on before I put anything down. I just wanted to show it to you. You can actually pull it apart to get a different look, which is pretty cool. It's more like a netting, and then if you just do this, boom, it goes right back together. So very cool. So what I did was I did this in 2 steps. I put this down and then I tied the bow and adhered that. This is it's designer series paper, so it's not cardstock. It's a little thinner to work with. So what I did was I put a couple of pieces, and let's see, which side do we want before I do anything? I think I kind of like this side. It looks a little rougher. So I'm going to turn it to this side, and I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on each end, and then I'll wrap the ribbon around. Where's it going? There we go. So I'll put the ribbon on this side and then wrap it around gently. Okay, there we go, and just cut that. And then I'll tie a bow and we'll glue dot that on. So I usually give myself a little extra. I know it's a waste of the ribbon, but hey, it makes my life easier when tying. So I'll just go around and pull it through. And just kind of fuss with it a little bit until you get it the way you want. Okay, so I'm just going to cut that off. put this aside. And get a glue dot. So I'm going to get a glue dot off here, kind of roll it around on my finger, and make it, you know, a little bit smaller, more in a ball. And I will put it over here. And while we're at it, let's adhere the farmer's market to the crate. Get that done. All right, so that looks good. It's all coming together. So let's put, as I said, the bottom two of these down before we put the flowers down, just to make sure it lines up nicely. So we'll put that down here. And then I will take this, and actually I'm going to do it here. I'm just going to put it a little bit on the edge here. I don't want it to get too, well, actually, let me put this all down. I don't know what I'm thinking here, because this needs to stick. I think I did this wrong. This is where I want to put the glue, on this one. Just bear with me. I don't know what I'm thinking. I thought I had to put it down there. Well, I guess I do. So let's just get this kind of lined up. I wanted it to be inside. There we go, that looks good. And let's see if we can get this up. Oh dear. I want this to be outside. There we go. All right, all better. Okay, so now we have to put the Hello Friend. I didn't pop anything up. I don't know. I think you could put some of these things on dimensionals, but I thought that the crate had enough going on without adding dimensionals. And if I had put dimensionals on the crate, I probably would have put them on this top part. And I see that I have this off a little bit, so I'm going to just take my scissors and just trim it. I didn't do such a good job, and designer series paper doesn't give you a lot of time to make fixes. It adheres very quickly, but I think that's fine. So we'll put that down, and then we'll just put the whole thing down on a card base. It's a little bumpy. So the card base that I'm using is also the fresh fig to kind of tie everything together. And again, since this is dark cardstock, I will put a piece of cardstock on the inside so that you could write a sentiment stamp on it. I just don't know how I'll use this card. So these are the two looks, Fresh Fig and Powder Pink, and then this is Daffodil Delight and Peekaboo Peach. So let me know which one you like better, and thank you for joining. I appreciate your time. Have a good day. Bye.